After crowning Connor Tierney the inaugural UK Welterweight Champion in Coventry, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship makes its debut in the heartland of America, Kansas City, Kansas, with another night of awe-inspiring fights.
I'm ready for a 5-round war or a first-round knockout.
Nobody's gonna bully me. Go couldn't do it. Nobody's doing it.
I'm better than Jake in every way. All I have to do is show up that day. I'm the real deal.
It's the world's most exciting combat sport, and it's live inside the iconic Memorial Hall. This is BKFC Fight Night, Kansas City. Gypsy versus El Bandito, and it starts right now.
Welcome to Kansas City. We are in the heart of America. BKFC brought to you by Bucked Up Energy Drink. This is where the wheat fields are aplenty. The barbecue is next level. And tonight, the baddest athletes on the planet are here to take over the historic Memorial Hall. Yes, indeed, they are packing in just the same way that they packed in for years in this historic arena. The incredible co-main event, Vincent taking on Doug Coltrane. And then in the main event, Gypsy Jake Lindsey taking on Elvin Brito. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It is a historic venue. This is the same place where Ric Flair and Andre the Giant, Kerry Von Erich, Harley Race, they all wrestled in the middle of the ring. This is the place where Led Zeppelin and Patsy Cline and Nirvana all rocked out. Right here in Memorial Hall, and tonight, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship makes its debut for BKFC Fight Night, Kansas City. What an incredible night it's going to be. Right now, we are in our preview. First 3 fights are on us. This is where we get you ready for tonight's full pay-per-view. And folks, if you want to be a part of the entire show, and you know you do, all you got to do is get on the BKFC app. Go to your selected app store, pick up the app. $7.99 is going to get you the entire show tonight. That's also going to give you access to the archives and the Bare Knuckle Show with Brian Socha, a lot of exclusive content. But it's going to get you more events as well, because within the next 30 days, you have another 3 events. 2 weeks from now, we're going to be in Edmonton, Alberta, and then in September, we got a lot to be excited about. BKFC 65 is going to be in Salt Lake City. Christine Faria taking on Jean-Masson Wong for the Flyweight Championship. And then we go back to Hollywood, Florida for BKFC 66, where on top of the card, the Bantamweight title is on the line. The electrifying Alberto Blas taking on Royal Ryan Reber. Could it be time for Royal Ryan Reber to get a crown? We'll find out. BKFC 66 is going to be off the hook. Now listen, there is a lot of hype. You know and I know it. I did the press conference out there. They are waiting for us in Marbella, Spain. BKFC 67 is legendary. We're in a bullfighting arena. Gonna be amazing. 2 world championships on the line. Franco Tenaglia taking on Tony Loco Soto. Then Austin No Doubt Trout taking on Rico Franco for the welterweight championship. That is October 12th in Marbella, Spain. Definitely something you do not want to miss, but that is coming up. What about what we got going on right now? 10 big fights. It is a shootout here in Kansas City. So let's go ringside to Kansas's favorite son, Sean Willock, and Chris Lights Out Lytle.
Cyrus, thank you very much. That was your best introduction of me in the history of BKFC. It's great to be in my home state. My fight fandom was forged in Memorial Hall here, Chris, in Kansas City, Kansas. This is a stacked card, a phenomenal main event. This has all the ingredients to be something special at 165 pounds. Kansan, Jake Lindsey versus from Puerto Rico, Elvin Brito. Hugely pivotal for both men.
Both guys have been to the top. Elvin considered one of our best pound for a while. The champ lost a few fights, but he reinvented himself, said he's never going to go for a decision again, try and knock people out. Looked fantastic his last fight. Jake Lindsey made it to the top. He got right there at the title fight. A lot of times the guy will get there, understands it's at a different level after he fights there, then comes back, he's ready for that title fight again. These guys are ready. Whoever wins is probably in line for the next title shot.
Chris, stacked card, 10 fights in total. We have a big main event. We have a big co-main event as well. We're seeing a lot of fighters who have pro MMA, pro boxing experience on this card making their BKFC debut this evening.
Nothing but good fighters. Like you look at the odds, they're very even. All the fights, you don't know who's going to win a lot of these fights. That's what makes it a fun night. If you have even fights, fun fights, there's going to be a lot of knockouts. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Chris, you have the fight odds as always, and as always, they are presented by Kurgo, the official betting partner of BKFC.
I mean, look at that. I've never seen such even odds for a BKFC fight. The thing that I like right here, Mike Furnier, he's had some experience. He's minus 117. I love that bet.
Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship uses the unified rules of bare knuckle fighting, which are being administered this evening by the Kansas Athletic Commission. Punching in the active clinch is allowed. All kicks, knees, and elbows are illegal, as are all takedowns and submissions. First up tonight, a bout in the cruiserweight division. Jesse Pringle versus Devon Schwan. You see our tale of the tape. It is presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
Sean, it jumps out the page at you. There's a height advantage for Pringle, but it is the 8-inch reach advantage. He wants to stay long, stay outside, make his opponent pay every time he tries to get close.
Devon Schwan fighting in his home state, Kansas. He is from the city of Wichita. Approximately 3 hours drive to the south of Kansas City, and he is making his BKFC debut with this bout. Schwan is a veteran of 3 pro MMA bouts. In our fighter meeting, Devon Schwan told us, I'm going to utilize aggressive counter-striking, keep parrying, keep countering to work to the inside.
When he knows his opponent has reach, he can't stay on the outside tray with him. Use head movement, use counters, has to get inside. That's where he's going to do his work. He has to try to do whatever he can to land that big right hand.
Devon Schwan said, my entire key to victory is to solve the reach advantage of my opponent, Jesse Pringle. If I can work in and out effectively, avoid the mid-range, avoid being stuck on the outside, then Devon Schwan said, I will win this fight.
He has power, has to land that right in that hook. Those were his 2 keys. He has to solve the reach, like you said, Sean. If he can get inside, if he can solve that reach problem, this is a distance fight. If he controls the distance, he's going to be the victor.
Jesse Pringle from Kansas City, Missouri, now set for fight number 1 in BKFC. Pringle has had 8 pro MMA fights, and he is a film actor and recording artist, very popular here in the Kansas City metropolitan area, very well known as an actor and as a singer. Pringle has twice sung the national anthem at BKFC events. In our fighter meeting, Jesse Pringle told us, I'm going to fully utilize my reach advantage. I'm going to quickly establish my jab and then throw big right hands off of that jab from range.
He wants to be a sniper. Use that jab to control, lull his opponent to sleep, wait for the right time. As soon as they're in opening, that's when he's going to throw that right hand. Feels like he has the reach. It only uses it when he really needs to, but he has to use that high fight IQ to stay calm the entire fight.
Pringle also told us, I have to stay calm. I'm going to showcase my intelligence as a fighter. I am not going to rush forward recklessly against Devon Schwan.
Well, he knows his opponent's going to try and get inside, try and get to that clinch. He has to fight out of the clinch and stay long the entire fight.
To get us started, here is the always outstanding Jeff Houston.
Hello, hello, hello! Kansas City! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the historic Memorial Hall. And we welcome everyone
to the most exciting combat sport on planet Earth today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BKFC Fight Night, Kansas City! We are set for our opening fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the Cruiserweight division. Presented to you by Bucked Up Energy Drink. Get bucked up. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears white. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, an even 205 pounds. Tonight, he makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Wichita, Kansas, here is Devon, the Dapper Scrapper Schwan. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall. His official weight, 201.7 pounds. He holds a combined combat sports record of 10 fights, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Kansas City, Missouri, here is Jesse, the Outlaw Pringle. And our referee in charge of the action, Andrew Glenn.
The Kansas Athletic Commission uses real-time open scoring, which means that the fighters and their corners will be informed of the 3 judges' official scores after every round. The bell, round number 1. Black trunks for Jesse Pringle, white trunks for Devon Schwan. Immediately to the inside comes Jesse Pringle.
Pringle just went against everything he said. He pushed forward and closed that gap for his opponent.
There's a big left hook, and down goes Jesse Pringle. Here comes the mandatory 8 count from referee Andrew Glenn to Jesse Pringle.
Pringle is not using the reach. He's getting in and making it easy for his opponent. He's got to stay long.
Schwan now from the center circle on the right hand.
That punch hurt Pringle. His legs are wobbly. He needs a clinch. He needs to stay back. He needs to give himself a little bit of a break. His arm is shaking right now. He's got to be careful.
Referee Andrew Glenn just told Jesse Pringle, be careful of the clinch. He told Devon Schwan that as well. Don't wrestle in the clinch. There's the clean break from both fighters. You see Pringle cut on his scalp. No left hand. There's the big right uppercut from half-tie plum now from Devon Schwan. Schwan on the counter right hand. Big right hand knockdown number 2.
Pringle is legs on ice skates right now. He's got to be very careful.
This fight is over, and victory in his BKFC debut for Devon Schwan. What's up, motherfucker?
He just kept landing these big, powerful overhand rights, left hooks. Pringle did his job for him and came forward and closed that distance. Schwan didn't even have to get close. Pringle continued to push forward. He was so eager to land those hard shots. He got too close.
Go back to our fighter meeting. Devon Schwan gave a very clear-eyed assessment. He said, I have to solve the reach advantage of my opponent, Jesse Pringle. And that's indeed what Devon Schwan did. 2 knockdowns to the first round finish.
Devon did exactly what he needed to do. When he got to the position where he could land those power shots, he threw them. He really didn't have to work to get inside, didn't have to use that head movement, didn't have to parry. He was in his element. He was right where he wanted to be. Left hand, a little bit of damage, but it was just right hand that did the damage. You can see that's awesome. But when you fall in that manner, fall face first, Feldman loved it. Sean, that's probably the first of many tonight. I imagine Dave Feldman's going to be leaving his seat.
Jesse Pringle is a talented fighter. Again, this was his BKFC debut for the film actor and recording artist. He was also an 8-fight pro MMA veteran. Jesse Pringle, though, could not establish the reach, the range. He came forward off from scratch. Again, something that he said he did not want to do in our fighter meeting. Devon Schwan stepped to the inside and landed ferocious punches to the finish.
That's what happens when you're too eager sometimes. You want to get in close and land those hard shots. This time it didn't work out.
Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Andrew Glenn, steps in calling a stop to this fight at 1 minute 4 seconds into round number 1. For your winner by TKO Devon, the Dapper Scrapper, Schwan.
Good fight for Schwan. He landed some power shots, shows he's someone to be dealt with here. He has power. If he lands punches, he's going to hurt you.
Quality win against a quality opponent for Devon Schwan in his BKFC debut. He came to the inside. He landed with precision and power in the inside. 2 knockdowns to the finish in round number 1. Victorious by way of first round TKO, Devon Schwan defeats Jesse Pringle.
Saturday, August 31st, the world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, returns to Canada looking for new blood. It's BKFC Prospects, Edmonton, in the main event. Drew Wildboy Stuvo Stuvie battles Sonny the Savage Smith, plus much more jaw-dropping Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship action featuring 10 adrenaline-fueled clashes. Watch it live on the BKFC app. Don't miss it. Download it now at BKFC.com. Brace yourself for the world's most exciting combat sport. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is back on Friday, September 6th. In the main event, world champion Christine Misfit Furnier, one of the most feared women in combat sports, puts her title on the line against the #1 contender who doesn't know the meaning of fear, Jade Masamwang. Plus 11 other savage bare knuckle fights. Mark your calendar for September 6th and watch it live on the BKFC app. Download it at BKFC.com.
In the bantamweight division, Jacob Akin versus Matt Guymon. Our tale of the tape is presented by OnlyFans.
Sean, the 3-inch reach advantage and height advantage for Guymon is something, but I think it's more the weight difference that shows that Akin didn't make weight. I'm not sure if it was a tough weight cut or he didn't have enough time to train or something, but let's see if that makes a difference in the fight.
This is the BKFC debut for Matt Guymon. He is 1-0 in the sport of bare knuckle. Guymon has also had 2 pro MMA bouts. Matt Guymon told us in our fighter meeting, I'm going to utilize an extended striking guard, I'm going to stay long, and I'm going to continually counter from distance.
The thing I loved about what he said, Sean, was Guymon said he's not going to go the distance. No decisions. He's going to go 2 or 3 rounds. That's all he's going to need. He's going to take chances to go out there and get the stoppage.
Guymon told us jabs and feints from the outside. He said, I'm going to throw a powerful pull cross. And if my opponent, Jacob Akin, clinches, which I believe he will, I'm going to push off of his clinch, establish range, and then come right back with volume.
He definitely feels like he has the ability to win this fight. If he stays outside, he's awkward enough, because the main thing, he has to stay focused this fight. He can't let his concentration waver. He can't go out there and just start doing crazy things. He has to stay focused, stick to the game plan, and he wins this fight.
Guymon told us, I believe that my opponent, Jacob Akin, will keep coming forward. He's going to try to continually clinch. I have to move. I have to slip and counter off of Akin's forward pressure.
Well, it helps. He feels like he has more power, he's stronger, and he's faster than his opponent.
Jacob Akin, set for his BKFC debut. He has had 21 pro MMA bouts, 11 in professional boxing. Jacob Akin told us in our fighter meeting, I feel that I'm a very good body puncher, and in this my BKFC debut against Matt Guymon, Akin said, I'm going to unload with body shots with both hands.
He understands this is a huge platform. He wants to put on a show for everybody. Feels like this definitely has potential to be fight of the night. How's he do so? He goes up there, he lands left hooks, he lands body shots, he lands uppercuts. Those are his keys, landing those key punches.
Jacob Akin also said, I'm not going to rush forward off from scratch. I want to showcase head movement. I want to be elusive. I want to establish my jab early.
That, but I love he's been watching a lot of BKFC because you tell he's really focused on that body shot. Wants to save the hands. If he lands to the body often and early, he's going to win this fight.
A pensive handshake between Jacob Akin and Matt Guymon, and we are set for what has all of the ingredients to be a really entertaining fight at 135 pounds. Here is Jeff Houston.
Fight fans of Kansas City, we are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 two-minute rounds in the bantamweight division, presented to you by OnlyFans. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, tonight he wears denim blue. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, his official weight 135.8 pounds. He holds an undefeated bare-knuckle fighting record at 1-0 and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Guiding out of Wichita, Kansas, here is Matt the Silencer Guymon. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears black and blue. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. His official weight, 142.1 pounds. He is an MMA veteran of 21 fights, and tonight also makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Kansas City, Kansas, here is Jacob, the Rosedale Strangler, Aken. And our referee in charge of the action, Nick Behrens.
Jacob Akin told us, I know Matt Guymon is very aggressive. I know he's very game. Jacob Akin said, I believe this will be fight of the night. Both men up to scratch, standing 3 feet apart. Round number 1. Black trunks for Jacob Akin, fighting here in his home city, Kansas City, Kansas. Blue trunks for Wichita, Kansas, Matt Guymon.
Already the body work being displayed by Akin, trying to work that just like he said he would.
A tight striking guard for Jacob Akin. On the counter, there's the jab on the step in from Akin. Good striking guard for Guymon. Overhand right, there's the counter right hand from Matt Guymon. Heavy on the feint, fast jab. Straight 1-2 from Matt Guymon from range. To come forward, switch of stances from Matt Guymon.
You can tell, look at the difference just in styles and stances. Akin hands very tight. Guymon hands out in front, very low.
Smear of blood, corner of Jacob Akin's right eye. Hands low by design for Matt Guymon, trying to bait in Jacob Akin, and you see that very high, tight, disciplined striking guard of Akin. Staying on the outside, long jab again from Guymon.
Guymon feels like he has the superior hand speed and just a technical ability to keep his hands low. He can still land those hard shots.
Excellent head movement from Akin, but then took the left hook on the exit.
Akin is having trouble getting inside, land those body shots he talks about.
Smear of blood now under Matt Guymon's right eye. 40 seconds remaining, round number 1 of this bantamweight fight. There's the left hand getting through from Akin. Good jab from Guymon, jab right back from Akin. Turning over that right hand.
Guymon very accurate with his shots, and a lot of clean punches.
20 seconds remaining, round number 1. Naked right hand thrown by Matt Guymon. Looking to counter with the right cross. 1-2 again for Matt Guymon. Hook getting through. There's the up jab and the left hook from Guymon. That was clever. Rolling his right fist, Matt Guymon, a bit of playfulness. There's the jab again. The bell, that ends round number 1.
You can just see the level of confidence in Guymon just accelerating as that round went on. He felt like he could land punches at will whenever he wanted. Didn't feel like he was in danger. Had those hands dangerously low, but he felt like he was in control the entire fight. And Akin has got to do something different this round. His face is turning into a mess. He's got to push off that back foot, get inside, land those body shots he talked about. If he just stands out and waits to counter, he's getting hit with too many shots. Those hands are blocking like he's in a boxing match. This isn't boxing. There's no gloves. That was a beautiful left hand. That was one of the best punches he landed. If he could do more of that, that'd be great, but he cannot count on countering. He's got to get inside, land some body shots, and then go to the head.
Seconds out called. Bit of posturing up the scratch for Matt Guymon. Hands on hips. Jacob Akin now up to scratch.
Everybody, there's no surprise. Everybody there had Guymon win that round.
Round number 2. There's the left hook.
There's some body work.
And from Akin. To the jab goes Guymon on the long jab. And switching stances once more. Back to orthodox from southpaw.
Akin has to work on throwing first. He can't wait to counter.
To the body from Akin, back to the jab. Stepping in, looking for the hard angle, swinging and miss on the hook from Jacob Akin, and time called by referee Nick Behrens.
Didn't look intentional, maybe they got blocked. India's going, but
very rare low blow in BKFC. Guymon had 5 minutes to recover. He took less than 5 seconds. Time in. Now 80 seconds remaining, round number 2. Right uppercut getting through from Akin. Back to the jab goes Guymon. See, he's switched stances again in southpaw, and a switch right back on cue to orthodox for Guymon. Left hook getting through. Now walk down pressure from Matt Guymon. Looking to the body.
Akin has to start leading this dance, pushing off, getting inside. He can't just wait and try and counter the entire time. He's getting hit too often.
50 seconds remaining, round number 2. Effective jab again from Matt Guymon, and the jab once more. Double jab right back from Akin, not fully getting through. And you see the head movement from Jacob Akin.
Good head movement for Akin, but he got to fire back after the head movement. He's doing all the hard work. He's not getting the payoff.
Head movement again on display from Akin, but coming forward into the pocket is Matt Guymon. And again on the jab. 25 seconds remaining, round 2. Hard jab from Guymon again. To the sternum from Akin. The front shoulder now for Guymon. He's been using an open-chested stance. He's still staying with high, tight striking guard that he has utilized since the beginning of this fight, but Guymon continuing to try to jab through that guard. He's getting a jab from Akin. Feint step, the bell. Next stop, round 3.
The thing is, Akin is showing some very good head movement. The problem is, he just keeps using the head movement because his opponent keeps throwing punches and he's not countering afterwards. Akin has got to dodge the punch and fire back immediately. If he continues to move his head, that's great, but Guymon just keeps throwing punches. He's going to land one eventually. You can't dodge every punch.
The first world-class boxer who was ever nice to me, Craig Cummings. He's the former WBO super middleweight world title challenger. He's in the corner of Jacob Akin. 54 pro boxing wins for Jacob Akin, including your common opponent, Reggie Strickland.
Yeah, you can't knock Reggie out. So look at that head movement right there being this from Akin. He's just continuing to dodge. He's doing all the hard work. He's not getting any of the payoff. Imagine after you make a guy miss, you have to hit him.
That was some Reggie Strickland level head movement.
Yes, that's exactly what Reggie would do. Then move out. So hard to hit Reggie.
Jacob Akin has really been showcasing his head movement through the opening 2 rounds, but Matt Guymon, switching stances back and forth, has been throwing effective jabs from both the southpaw and the orthodox stance. We start round number 3 in orthodox. Up with the left hook, but not throwing Matt Guymon.
Guymon just leading the dance. He decides when the fight happens typically. That's why he's winning the fight.
2 from Akin.
I like it when Akin comes forward.
Body work to start round number 3 from Jacob Akin that we saw from him in rounds 1 and 2.
So there's a dodge, but he has to pull the trigger after immediately after.
The right hand not fully getting through. Jacob Akin noticeably trying to turn up the temperature here in round number 3. Seconds remaining in the 3rd round. Back to the jab goes Matt Guymon. And the left hook from Akin. The jab from Guymon. Naked right hand. And then forward again on the flurry.
That's what you cannot do. What Akin is trying to block like this is a boxing match, like you have gloves. There is no gloves.
Jab again from Matt Guymon.
It takes a lot of time to untrain your brain. If you train for so long one style, that's what makes it difficult for a lot of people trying to come to professional.
Such a fluidity in the switch of stances on display to this point of the fight, Chris, for Matt Guymon. He's effectively jabbing for both stances.
But he's just out there not throwing hard, just trying to touch his opponent.
2 just off the mark from Akin, but it took Guymon off his striking line. Guymon resets in the center circle with the left hook. Big mouse under the left eye of Jacob Akin. They're clinching this fight. There's the separation from Nick Behrens. Getting late here in round number 3. The fight is throwing a check left hook on cue. The jab from Akin. Akin still moving his head. The left hook couldn't fully find it. Switch of stances again for Guymon. The bell, we move to round 4.
Just very similar every round. It seems to me that Guymon is out leading the dance, throwing the punches he wants to, just touching. He's not trying to throw power shots, he's just trying to touch his opponent a lot. And he's doing a good job of it. Akin continues to show fantastic head movement, but he's not landing enough. Once again, he has those hands set up like this in a boxing or a Muay Thai match where he can block these punches coming through. Bare knuckle is very difficult to do. He's getting hit too often. He needs to change his stance, change his style, work to get off first and push his opponent backward. We have on all 3 judges Guymon winning either by 1 point or 2.
That translates as we enter round number 4. Here's a medical timeout from referee Nick Behrens. 3-0, 2-1, 2-1.
Significant slowing on that left side.
We see that as do the fighters and reporters between the rounds. A medical stoppage. This fight is over, and victory in his BKFC debut for Matt Guymon.
And I think the problem was they felt like Akin could not see any more effectively. If you can't see out of one eye, you're going to get hurt out there. You're going to get hit a lot to that side. It's a huge problem. They have to stop the fight.
You're with us live for BKFC Fight Night, Kansas City. This evening, we're at historic Memorial Hall, and we are presented commercial-free by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
That was a very, very impressive performance for Guymon. He just stayed in his range. He looked like a veteran because he wasn't throwing with full power. He's just picking his shots, trying to get through there, trying to cut his opponent, trying to swell his opponent up like he did. He looked very relaxed. That was the impressive part to me, how relaxed he stayed the entire fight. No matter what happened, he didn't get rattled.
Our strike stats are presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
And a lot more being thrown, a lot more being landed by Guymon. Like I said from the beginning, he controlled the pace, he controlled the range, he decided when and where the fight happened. Head strikes, once again, in favor of Guymon.
Matt Guymon now 1-0 promotionally in BKFC. He's 2-0 in the sport of bare knuckle. Matt Guymon, effective switch of stances continually, an effective jab from both stances throughout. Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the advice of our ringside physician, our referee in charge, Nick Behrens, calls a stop to this fight at the conclusion of round number 3. For your winner by TKO, Matt the Silencer Guymon.
Once again, Guymon looked fantastic with his ability to stay long, stay outside, control the range, and just punch effectively, land punches without taking too much damage. I really want to see this guy fight again. He's 2-0 now in the sport of bare knuckle.
Jacob Akin, one of the most popular and accomplished fighters in the Kansas City metro area. But Matt Guymon continually finding a way through the jab, the 1-2, the straight punches throughout. The winner by way of physician stoppage TKO. 2 minutes of round number 3. Matt Guymon defeats Jacob Akin.
Friday, September 13th, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship returns to Hollywood at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino inside Hard Rock Live. In the main event, the undefeated Cuban sensation Alberto Indio Blas puts his bantamweight title on the line for the very first time against the unbeaten number 2 contender, Royal Ryan Reber, who's ready to claim his crown. Plus a stacked card with many more bare knuckle scraps. Watch the world's most exciting combat sport live. Get your tickets at BKFC.com. Saturday, October 12th, for the first time ever, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship comes to Spain. In the main event, Franco Tenaglia and Tony Loco Soto, 2 unbeaten warriors, knuckle up with the vacant lightweight championship of the world hanging in the balance. Also, Rico Bonbon Franco is on a mission to topple former pro boxing champ and reigning BKFC Welterweight king, the undefeated Austin No Doubt Trout. Watch the world's most exciting combat sport live on the BKFC app. Download it at BKFC.com.
And we are live here from historic Memorial Hall in Kansas City. BKFC Fight Night Kansas City, brought to you by Bucked Up, OnlyFans, Grunt Style Apparel, and Forged Irish Stout. And now your tail of the tape, brought to you by Forged Irish Stout.
To the heavyweight division we go. John Orr versus Anthony Garrett.
The big fella, Schwan. 6'5", 3-inch height advantage for Garrett, as well as a 5-inch reach advantage. He knows Orr has power. He has to get inside, land those power shots. It's up to Garrett to keep him away.
This is fight number 1 in BKFC for Anthony Garrett. He has had 17 pro MMA bouts, 3 in pro boxing. Garrett is naturally right-handed. He told us in our fighter meeting that he will continually switch stances. Garrett said, I believe that I have legitimate knockout power in both hands and from both stances.
Well, he wants to stay long the entire time, but I love something. He said he wants to out-athlete him. He feels like he's a better athlete. He wants to make sure he displays that tonight.
Of his opponent in his heavyweight bout, John Orr, Anthony Garrett said, I definitely respect his cardio. I definitely respect his punching power. I know he's going to keep coming forward. I have to be smart. I have to throw powerful jabs from both stances, really snap my punches, and I cannot get pulled into a brawl.
Doesn't want to brawl with his opponent, but he, like you said, he feels like he has the power advantage. All he has to do is land one shot. He knows if he lands that clean shot, he's going to win this fight.
Anthony Garrett said, I can win this fight on a jab. In fact, Garrett said, that I believe is my key punch.
Wants to land that jab early and often. Is very happy with the sponsors on this. He was happy Lita could be there in his corner helping him out.
Fight number 1 in BKFC for John Orr. He has had 14 pro MMA bouts, 10 in pro boxing. John Orr told us in our fighter meeting his main focus in training for this, his BKFC debut, was cardio. He said, I believe that I have the cardio to keep coming forward in this heavyweight bout. I'm going to throw hard jabs to the head of my opponent, Anthony Garrett, and I'm going to throw very heavy body punches.
He said he's going to jump on him early, overwhelm him, push his opponent backwards. He's coming out right away, trying to get the knockout in the first round.
John Orr gave us a very clear-eyed assessment of Anthony Garrett. He said he is a slow starter who is a momentum fighter. John Orr said it is imperative that I cannot let Anthony Garrett get comfortable, get confidence, and build momentum.
But what he wants to do is constant pressure the entire time. If he can push his opponent backwards and then throw accurate punches, he's not wasting energy. He's like accurate punches, constant pressure, pushing forward, pushing his opponent backwards. That's his recipe for victory.
John Orr said, I want a fast start. I'm going to implement dirty boxing. I have to be heavy on the inside. Back we go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Presented to you by Forged Irish Stout. Not here to take part, here to take over. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, tonight he wears white and black. He stands 6 feet 5 inches tall. His official weight, 263.1 pounds. He is an MMA veteran of 16 fights, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Kansas City, Kansas, here is Anthony, the Warrior of Christ, Garrett. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, 255.8 pounds. He is also an MMA veteran of 13 fights, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Kansas City, Missouri, here is Big John Orr. And our referee in charge of the action, Zach Tybris.
Anthony Garrett told us, I have to be patient with my power punches. I cannot force the knockout. Round number 1. Black trunks for John Orr, white trunks for Anthony Garrett. These are two very powerful heavyweights. To the inside, on the left hand, and down goes John Orr.
Heavy-handed guys, that didn't take long. Over already.
A lightning strike win for Anthony Garrett. Victory in his bare knuckle fighting championship debut.
And Orr seems confused, can't figure out exactly what happened. You have two big heavyweights, Schwan. All it takes is one shot. Garrett landed it. And you can just see the disappointment in Orr's face. That was one good right hand. The uppercut finished the job.
Anthony Garrett told us, I'm going to be patient with my power punches. He was also explosive with his power punches, Chris.
He didn't have time to be patient. Orr came close, got too close. He had to clip him. He had to put him down. That's what happened. Orr got in and did what he wanted to. He got close, but you got to be careful what you wish for. You might get it.
BKFC's heavyweight division is now that much deeper with Anthony Garrett 1-0 in bare knuckle fighting championship and a first-round finish versus John Orr.
Now, Schwan, we didn't get to see enough Garrett, but I mean, he looks the part. He's big, he's strong, he's athletic, he can hit hard. That's all we know at this point, but it definitely has my, curiosity peaked. I want to see him fight again.
And Anthony Garrett is such a nice person. He's now helping the ring crew dry off the canvas. I've never seen
that happen either. He's like, I'm sorry, I spilled it everywhere. Let me help you clean it up. Good man.
Here's Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge of the action, Zach Tybris, steps in, calling a stop to the fight at 16 seconds into round number 1. For your winner by TKO, Anthony, the Warrior of Christ, Garrett.
And Schwan, he's a big, powerful, scary individual. Like you said, I'm glad to have him in the heavyweight division. Let's see what we can do next.
Both fighters possessing massive knockout power, and you saw the power on full display from Anthony Garrett. Fast off of scratch to the inside, the power and the accuracy. Victorious by way of first-round technical knockout in 16 seconds. Anthony Garrett defeats John Orr.
We are all the way live from Satellite 5. I'm Brian Sosha, and as always, so much to get into this week on the Bare Knuckle Show. We're glad you're hanging out.
Bare Knuckle just takes one shot. If he can land a good shot, he can do some damage.
6 new major signings, a new location overseas that we're going to be doing.
It gives me so much more energy and reason to go ahead and do what I do.
Oh, shit!
Oh, shit!
It's inappropriate.